Welcome to Cook Everything. Today I'm going to be showing you how to mince parsley or cilantro or chervil or any other herb that resembles parsley. So here we have one whole bunch of parsley that I picked up from the farmer's market earlier today. You'll notice that the tie is still around the stem end of this bunch of parsley. We're actually going to leave that on. We're going to tighten it down a little bit. This is going to be important in this process because it just kind of keeps everything together, makes it really easy to work with. So we could start out by plucking each individual leaf away from the stem of this parsley and spend about 30 minutes doing that before we even start mincing it up, but we're not going to do that today. I'm going to show you a better method. So what you want to do is lay your parsley out and just kind of press it down. And with your thumbs and your fingers, just kind of roll it around, almost like you're rolling a cigar or, I don't know, just roll it up, nice and tight. You'll notice that the end is still kind of loose there, just tuck that up underneath. And that kind of leaves you with a nice tight little ball of parsley. So take your knife, and what you want to do is make as many knife cuts as possible as you're working your way down towards the stem end. This is very important that you make these knife cuts as thinly as you can, because this is going to set the pace for the rest of the time that you're going to be spending mincing these herbs. So if it kind of loosens up on you a little bit, that's fine. Just stop, recalibrate, roll it back up, and start slicing again. Really, we're chopping here, but if you'll notice, I am kind of using a slicing motion. It's better to do it that way so you don't bruise the herbs up so bad. So we're getting towards the end here. You'll notice we've done a pretty good job, but there's still some sticking out on the end. So we're just going to rotate our bunch of parsley, and we're going to just kind of trim that up. We want to get the most yield, the most use out of this parsley as possible. So we're just going to finish up the ends here, still making as many knife cuts as possible. And there you have it. Just a bunch of stems, and we're not going to throw that away. I'm sure you guessed it. We're going to put those in our stock pot. So the next thing you want to do is you want to make your next series of cuts in the opposite direction. So notice that I rotated that whole pile of parsley around 180 degrees, and now I'm actually coming through the opposite way, still making as many knife cuts as possible. It's a little bit harder this time through just because you don't have anything to hold on to. So just run your knife through once, going this way. Alright, so that's a pretty decent rough chop already, and we've only made 2 passes with our knife. But for this preparation, I'm going to mince it up a little bit finer. This is a perfectly good stopping point. So what we want to do is hold the end of our knife with our thumb and our index finger, and we want to place our middle finger, ring finger, and pinky on top of our blade. And we want to be very careful not to let our fingers slip underneath the blade. It's easy to hold them up there on top, so you just want to apply good pressure, holding the tip of the blade down with your left hand, and with your right hand, as you can see I'm doing here, I'm just moving the handle up and down, and it works very well. This is a very well-known technique. So again, with each pass, we're trying to make as many knife cuts as possible. So we're just going to work from one end to the next, making as many cuts as possible. You can see how I'm kind of working in sections. I'm moving forward a little bit, then going back, and going back over. And you can pick up some speed once you get comfortable with this technique. You can pick up a lot of speed, and improve your workflow a little bit. But, you know, like I said, it's not about speed. It's more about proper technique. Okay, so we're getting close here. I'm almost happy with this. I think I might go one more time. Again, applying pressure with my left hand down on the tip of the blade and moving the handle of the knife up and down and just chopping the herbs. This is a chop. It's not a slice. It's not a pull back, pull through, cut. This is a chop. And whenever I'm mincing, I do kind of, you notice I kind of tap the herbs down with the side of my knife. I do that because I feel like it does a better job if they're flat. So lay out a clean towel. Put your minced herbs on top of the towel, and we're going to pull the corners of this towel together and kind of make a little pouch for the parsley, and we are going to rinse it. The reason we do this is because as you're mincing it, the parsley releases a lot of its own natural juice, and it kind of becomes clumpy and hard to handle. So we're just going to place this under some cold running water. We're going to massage it a little bit. We just want to make sure everything's getting nice and wet. We're not necessarily trying to wash it, we're just trying to rinse it. We just want to get it evenly coated with water. And after that, you're just going to turn your water off and squeeze all the water out. You really got to put everything you got into it. You can see the water's a little bit green. That's perfectly normal because the parsley is green. Alright, so squeeze it out, squeeze it out. I think that's about all the water I'm going to get out of that, so we're done. Kind of fluff it up. You can hear it sounds dry in there, and it is dry. So we're just going to come back over to our cutting board here and look at our parsley. I'm pretty happy with it. Now, let's stop for a second. If you wanted to go further and mince it up even finer than it already is, you could totally do that right now. Just repeat that process that we did before and rinse it one more time until it's as fine as you want it. And here it is. Sorry about that light. I know it's bright, but I was having some lighting issues. I hope you liked this video. I hope you learned something. Thank you for watching it. And if you did like it, please hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.